Hello, my name is Parker, and I've been playing instruments, music for a very long time. I started on piano and keys. I have this beautiful 1981 Fender Rhodes. You don't need this expensive keyboard to make cool sounds, and you don't need all these fancy pedals. You can have like one or two of these and make some really cool sounds. Okay, so let's talk about the signal chain at first. So the Rhodes here has a single mono output, and I'm running that via 1/4 inch into this tuner. You don't need the tuner for the keyboard, but for guitar or bass or other tuned instruments, you'll need the tuner. There are other tuners available. This one is the best. It's sturdy, and it will never go bad. It will last you forever. It's a Boss tuner, TU3. You know, I love Boss, obviously. But anyways, let's keep going. So you typically start with the tuner so you can tune. Then you'll go into your dirt pedals or tone sculpting pedals, if you will. So right now, my first pedal is this Ibanez LF7 lo-fi pedal. And again, it makes your sound lo-fi. It can also kind of be like an overdrive pedal. Basically, you turn the low cut and the high cut all the way down, and you just have like a drive pedal, but getting the tone sort of lo-fi sounding, you really want to turn those up and turn your drive up a little bit. And the cool thing is it's the tone lock pedal, so you can click in your tone after you've set it. You can just click it in, and then you won't mess with it again, which is really cool. Next, we have the Juice Box. It's a DoD Juice Box FX51. They used to be pretty cheap because they were kind of cheap and nobody wanted them, but I wanted it, and now they're really expensive. Not because of me or anything, but people figured out how cool they are. But basically, it's just an overdrive pedal. I use it as more of like a preamp pedal. It's got volume, low end, high end, and gain. So I add a little bit of juice to it. Next, I'll go over to the tone driver here. This is a Digitech tone driver. And it has this cool X series morph knob. And basically, you can blend between 3 different pedals. One is like a TS808 or something. One's a TS9. And the other is a DoD 250. And I kind of have it set just past the TS9 or 909, whatever it is, into the 250. That's where I like it. Yeah, but it's just a cool overdrive pedal. You get a lot of sounds out of it. It's got level, tone, and gain, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It also has, I just remembered this, it has 2 outputs. One of them is like an amp cab simulator, so if you're running without like an amp, you can run out of that output through the rest of your pedals into a sound system, and it kind of does like amp cab simulation, which is cool. It's kind of one of the first pedals that did that, along with the other pedals of the series. But yeah, moving on, we have the Recovery Effects shortwave. It kind of does this weird, like, it makes it sound like an old radio, like a shortwave radio. And you can, adjust like how warbly it is and how crunchy it is. So it's kind of like another lo-fi pedal, but they're different. This is more of a crunchy drive, and this is more just like crunchy, warbly sort of stuff. And so as far as signal goes, you want your drives and your tone, like, I don't know, shaping at the beginning, as far as what I want. And then you kind of move into your wet effects, which are reverbs, delays, choruses, vibratos, stuff like that, flangers. But next in my chain, I have this delay pedal, and you can kind of switch these 2 out right here as far as I'm concerned. You could probably put this one first, this chorus pedal, because it is kind of before delay, but it could kind of go either way. But I have this delay pedal first. It's a very good delay. You can get tons of delay sounds out of it. It's got a tape sound, a twist, whatever that is, a pan sound, so your delays will pan left and right, which is cool. And this pedal in my pedal chain kind of starts the stereo effects. So this is the first stereo pedal. They're all stereo after this. So after this delay pedal, I'll go into this chorus. And this chorus sounds really cool. It's got a lot of settings that you can pick from. Some more traditional Boss chorusy sounds. You can get like an acoustic chorus sound. There's a bass chorus sound, which is cool because like the Rhodes, it's a very dynamic instrument, unlike guitar. So you want a little bit of that low end retention in your sound for keys, in my opinion. And that kind of starts with the juice box. I have the low end turned all the way up on this just to keep the low end from the Rhodes coming through. And so that stays all the way through, hopefully. Unless I have one of the crunches on, it kind of gets rid of that, but it keeps it all the way up to this point and from there on. So chorus is cool. It's got presets. And after the chorus, there's other delays. So it goes from the chorus to the particle 2, which is the weird kind of delay pedal. And it has these interesting connections. They're not like two separate quarter inches. It's a TRS in and out, so you have like a splitter cable. Next we have the Space Echo, which is very new. It's the small like Boss classic enclosure for the Space Echo, and again it's super jam-packed. They really fit like the whole thing in here, and it sounds really cool. Again, it has that ramp feature. You hold it down and the tape just like runs away. Sounds really cool. Next, you have the classic Boss RV5 reverb pedal. Now, I picked this pedal, and I used to have the RV3 because I love explosions in the sky, and they use this same pedal in the RV3, so that's why I have this. It's a great sounding reverb. It really just ties the whole room together. And I have it on the plate setting. That's my favorite setting. The hall sounds good. The spring sounds good. It's got some other cool settings I can't remember at the moment, but definitely check it out. It's a fairly inexpensive pedal, so if you're looking to just have a really good reverb pedal that will last you a long time, definitely check out the RV5. They don't make it anymore, but they're still pretty cheap to find. Next, after my reverb, this is the tremolo pan pedal, and this, as far as the chain goes, some people will switch these out. They'll have the panning or the tremolo before the reverb. Typically the tremolo would be before the reverb, but I like just having a really like solid panning at the very end. So that's why I have mine there. But again, it can act as just a tremolo or panning. So it is in stereo, but I can set it just to be tremolo instead of panning. Yeah, so that's kind of the chain. You start with overdrive, a little bit of tone sculpting. You go into your wet effects like chorus, delays, flangers, stuff like that. Then you move into reverbs and tremolos and panning pedals, and yeah, that's kind of the basic, not so basic run through of the pedal board, of my pedal board at least. And you know, again, just mess around with knobs. There's a lot of them, as you can see. So, you know, just mess with the reverb settings. Again, I love the plate, but there's other settings that are just as cool. Maybe I want a different sound. But yeah, just, yeah, mess around with knobs.